Forward to my memoir titled Red is Not My Color. It has taken me years to begin this adventure, including the pages of this book. The adventure I am speaking of is writing about the life that I've been allowed to live. I would say the largest obstacle through the years has simply been the belief that anyone would be interested in the story of my life. After all, each one of us has a life story. Why would mine be any more interesting than anyone else's? That was the first and largest hurdle I had to clear. Over the past few years, I have noticed how some of the events that I've been through corresponded with the lives of the people that I know. The last thing I want to do is assume my life speaks louder than anyone else's. I finally feel like telling some of my story because I believe it may genuinely benefit someone in a way I simply cannot describe or begin to explain. It was that train of thought, along with the continuing support and encouragement of my beautiful wife, that caused me to sit down and share my story. Now, as I sit and begin typing these words, I have no way of knowing where this will go. What can you expect to find in the pages that follow? I simply intend to tell my story. I will write about events in my life from the earliest memories to where I am currently at the age of 54. Without giving away any major content, I will say there were situations that I was placed in from birth that shaped me in ways that very few people will experience. Events unfolded throughout my youth that most kids go through, with one major difference. I will cover that difference and how it shaped the boy I was then and the man I am today. What seemed like a never-ending battle followed me along into adulthood. Without being too transparent, you may be able to tell the portions the way they follow me to this day. Some of the events you will read about were exactly as I will describe. Situations arose that were way beyond my control. Other events came along in the chapters of my life that I brought on myself. Even though I believe we all have chapters of life we would like to title, "I wish I had done that one differently," I took mine to a level beyond where most people stop. The level I went was not good or healthy. You will read about those as well. If you're interested in the life story of someone who has had plenty of trials and triumphs, please read on. At the same time, I'm just an ordinary man. I do not claim to have any special knowledge or insight. Things I always knew I would do simply never happened. Other things I felt were never possible came to pass. One thing I have noticed, though, stories are powerful. Once we realize some of the trials and accomplishments of someone around us, we have a way of opening up. I guess the ultimate goal of writing all this is the hope that it may help someone else. I wanted to be vague, but not to the point where you put this book down. I have books like that too. I will share my story, faith, journey, and heart here. As I take a deep breath and begin this journey, I do so with a prayer. That prayer is that these words will help someone. If my story helps someone, well, I've completed what I set out to do. So it's time to get started. Todd.